Did you know that emotional stress can be behind the causes of blurred eyes? Join me to find out more about this phenomena. Hi everyone, my name is Evette, founder of Metaphysical Anatomy Technique, which is a graceful, easy to use technique that you can use in yourself or as a practitioner to help people to shift anxiety, depression, trauma, wherever it is that you feel stuck in your life, and without having to relive the trauma, without needing to remember even what it's about or even having to talk about it. And you can get permanent results. And guys, welcome here to today's topic, which is about blurry vision. And also the emotional stress that can be behind that. Yes, we have many medical reasons that can cause blurry vision, but here now we're looking at also emotional stress that can be behind that if there's no medical condition behind it, because then of course the medical condition, psychosomatics, needs to be looked at and not just the blurry vision, because blurry vision is secondary. But here in this case, if blurry vision is the initial cause, like that is the actual issue that you're dealing with, it's not being triggered by a prior initial ailment or disease, then let's dive into this a little bit more. So let's first of all look here that blurry vision, in this case now, let's just get the definition here. Blurry vision is the loss of sharpness of eyesight, which can maybe make objects appear out of focus or a little bit hazy. And the primary causes of blurred vision is normally an issue that we have in the refractive errors. But here in this case, blurry vision can also be a symptom of more serious problems, like I already said, like potentially like maybe life-threatening eye diseases or neurological disorders. And blurred vision can also, of course, affect your entire line of sight. Or it can just affect, little bits and pieces and aspects of that. It's almost like there's some object that feels a little bit more blurry than actually others. And yes, I have actually also experienced this interesting occurrence. And this could also, for example, include challenges with your peripheral vision or how you see to the right or to the left or your field of vision. And you can also experience, blurred vision only one eye. And anxiety tends to be one of the greatest causes because, of course, this is an unpleasant feeling that we all experience at some point in our life. And it can also be accompanied maybe by symptoms such as sweating, a big, fast heart rate. And the feeling is also very intense. And sometimes we can have that blurred vision. And when we have anxiety, I think it's safe to say that you're going to have issues with stress as well, because stress also impacts us mentally and physically. But did you also know that it can actually impact your vision? Because in this case, when we are now severely stressed or anxious, for example, high levels of adrenaline in the body can actually cause pressure on the eyes, resulting in blurred vision. Because when we look at also symptoms of stress-related vision impairment, that's when we have now sensitivity to light and also to movement. And light might actually now, in this case, hurt your eyes, or it can make it difficult for you to concentrate and focus. And then we have also eye twitching. This can also cause, for example, when your eye starts to randomly spasm with no real pain or discomfort, it's just really uncomfortable. And also very dry or wet eyes can also be a symptom. However, when we now also be looking at another point that can cause by blurry vision is when we're finding it really hard to concentrate or to focus. Or maybe you've been doing too much of that and your body's just saying, time out. Absolutely time out. Imagine and seeing that almost like it's like the body has a way of expressing a boundary. Because this stress, pain, anxiety, blurred vision, all these are boundary limitations that your body is expressing to you. It's saying, hey, there's something that you're doing and I've hit my threshold. Are you listening? Because if you're here now looking at also, for example, additional symptoms, then of course you have to visit your doctor. But in this case, eye strain and discomfort and minor pain maybe that can cause because your eye feels maybe a little bit tight or a little bit swollen, blurred vision and signs and symptoms of that can also be included in that. But then also what we can have is, say, lack of sharpness. If we go deeper into that, lack of sharpness. We can also be looking at sensitivity to light, maybe redness in the eyes. I have that a lot because I look a lot at my computer screen. I look a lot at my phone because sometimes I have to do a lot of filming or responding to emails. That light that always is affecting my eyes. And sometimes I do too much of it. And my body's like, take a break. You've had enough. When I start to read and I start to just see everything blurry, I start to feel like everything's going cross-eyed. My body's giving me a boundary. That's a boundary limitation. And blurry vision, as I said before, it can be experienced in one eye or in both eyes, but depending, of course, on the cause. Because blurred vision could also be a symptom of many other conditions that can now also be maybe a migraine, can be the onset of a stroke. Now, a number of other medical complications as well that can cause temporarily for the eye to become blurred. Research also has shown that ongoing psychological stress and that is now associated with increased levels of cortisol are also risk factors in the development of progression of deteriorating vision. And also now this is continuous stress, which is life. Stress just kind of feels like it just never stops, right? So continuous stress and elevated cortisol levels negatively, of course, also now impacts the eye and the brain by disrupting blood flow to them. And cortisol can be one of the major causes of serious vision problems, including, glaucoma, optic neuropathy, diabetic retinopathy, and also age-related muscular degeneration. So, guys, when you're feeling extremely anxious or really, really stressed, or maybe you're having a panic attack, your body is producing adrenaline as part of your fight and flight response. And this is now preparing you to either fight danger that is now right in front of you, or maybe it needs you now to run away from that. And this puts a lot of pressure on your eyes, which can cause tunnel vision. It can cause floaters. It can cause flashes of light and possibly even blurred vision. And your eyes can also become sensitive to light. It can feel really strained. It can start twitching or become extremely dry or like very, really teary. But at the end of the day, severe anxiety can also make you feel dizzy, which can make you feel like your vision has become very blurred. Now, what I've also learned with eye vision is when it starts to become really blurry, it's two things can be happening. There's something in your life that you just don't want to go to. You don't want to move forward with that. You don't want to see it. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to take it in. You don't want to bring it as part of your reality. Or maybe you don't want to acknowledge something because if you do, then it becomes your reality. And sometimes denial is our truth. And we don't want to disrupt this foundation of inaccurate truth that we've learned to believe, because we found a place of comfort within that. We found our coping mechanisms within that. But when we look at blurred eye vision as well, the reason why it can become blurry is because of a lot of strain. Maybe you've been doing something too much and you failed that boundary threshold that you're meant to have. But maybe there's a component of a little bit of, lack of self-compassion, not recognizing when you need to take a break, not recognizing when it's enough, not recognizing when you just need to just. But then again, what is your association and definition with relaxing? Do you feel safe to relax? Do you feel safe to just take time out? Maybe there's a part of you that feels like I always have to be in defense mode. I always have to be ready for some kind of attack. Remember, the fight or flight response has a tremendously big impact on this. Very, very big impact. But then it begs the question, maybe there is no threat around you, but there's something within you that always feels like it has to prepare for that threat. So that means, and that tells me that something is biochemically being reacted and activated within you that is triggering subconscious memories. And that could be someone or something in your environment, but you don't have conscious recollection of that because this is a very deep memory that is being activated and triggered. And blurred vision, of course, is also telling you that there's something that you're thinking about of doing, but it's not the right move. It's not the right decision. Well, at least the timing of it is not right yet. It could also be that you're just so genuinely tired that you don't have the capacity to do what it is that you want or need. And that then tells me, Where is your boundary limitations on yourself? Why don't you recognize your own boundary thresholds? What is stopping you from respecting and honoring that? That is what this condition is bringing you to your attention and what it's asking you to look at. So guys, remember, you can find out so much more with me. Go to evetterose.com, find out about all my free events, healing meditations that we do live online on Zoom as well. And of course, hopefully when the borders open up again at some point, I would love to see you live at my events as well. And so remember to hit the subscription bar, hit that notification bar, stay up to date with my latest and greatest information, videos, and research. Keep asking these really great questions. I love answering them. And until next time, be the light that you are. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm sure that you learned a lot. So guys, subscribe to my channel here and also hit the notifications bar, and so that you can get notified every time when I upload a new video. So guys, also remember to share the video and also look out for courses that I have below in the description bar. And until next time, be the light that you are.